YouTube, I'm back, and today I guess we're going to take a look at this little piece here that shows us that it's okay to discriminate as long as you are discriminating against the right race and the right gender. So, BuzzFeed Canada is looking for writers. White males need not apply. A senior writer for BuzzFeed Canada announced Thursday that the website was looking to hire freelance writers, but went out of her way to say they were not looking for white males. Scotchy Cole or Cowell, or I don't even know how to say that, made the announcement on Twitter. Okay, so it says, would you like to write long form at BuzzFeed Canada? Well, you can. We want pitches for your Canada-centric essays and reporting. BuzzFeed Canada would particularly like to hear from you if you are not white and not male. I guess there's a couple of these tweets. We'll take a look at the whole set afterwards, but last thing, if you're a white man upset that we are looking mostly for non-white men, I don't care about you, go write for McLean's. This is a very aggressive attitude. I mean, why wouldn't they just, rather than say we would like to hear from you, particularly if you are not white and not male, why couldn't they instead just say we're looking for women or we're looking for minorities? You don't have to specifically single out a race and say you're not really welcome here, because to me that sounds like racism. And I know the rule is you can't be racist against white people, but that rule is garbage. And if we're even going to play by their definition, their new definition, which is the whole prejudice plus power and whatnot, well, guess what? This woman, you could argue, is in a position of power, and she is using that power to be negative towards another race. So even according to their hypocritical definition, she is being a racist because she's taken it to a systemic level. But nobody sees that. White males, surprisingly, were less than happy with the announcement, which led to Cowell to go on the defense, or Cole. I still don't know how to say that. White men are still permitted to pitch. She says, I will read it. I will consider it. I'm just less interested because ugh, men. I hate to do the typical counter here, but just imagine if she said, or if a man said, I'm less interested because ugh, women, we would so quickly have the sexism claims, that our heads would be spinning. So here go. White men get huffy when you don't actively encourage white men to do stuff because white men think they're owed everything. No, people are annoyed because you're the type of person that claims to be about equality, against racism, and all that nonsense, but yet here you are spouting your own biases and your own hatreds. And the thing is, you're not even trying to hide it. At least, like I said, at least if you are looking for a specific type of person, which is stupid anyway, in my view, but maybe there's a reason. Maybe you want a female perspective or something. But at least try to just say, okay, we're looking for female writers. You don't even have to mention men. You don't even have to mention race. Giving ignored voices preferential treatment is not racism against white people. It is an attempt to fix all of history. And that right there says it to me, folks. This person has the delusions of grandeur. She's going to fix history all on her own by not hiring white people. I mean, come on, get a life. Haha, anyway, banned men literally throw them all in the garbage. I'm getting pitches from white men that start with, sorry, I'm a white man. That doesn't actually help your case. This isn't about you. Okay, look, but you're making it about them. You're going out of your way to mention them. You're going out of your way to try to be exclusionary in order to be inclusive. All right, well, anyway, let's take to Twitter here, because this person had something to say about the article that was posted to, I guess, Alex Griswold, who wrote this little... I'm not even going to call that an article. It's a post. It's a collection of tweets with very little commentary, so he doesn't even get credit for writing an article. Fuck that. Your headline is misleading at best and a lie at worst. I never said white men need not apply. I said I wanted to see WOC, which I guess is women of color. We're not hiring. This is great. We're not hiring. We're asking for pitches. Read the rest of my tweets. You will understand what I was looking for. That's basically an easy way to dance around the I'm not being discriminatory because we're not actually hiring. I'm just asking for pitches. Well, the only thing that somebody would want to pitch at you is a baseball at very high speeds because you are a moron. So she said that she didn't. She said, okay, right here. I'm sorry. She said, I never said white men need not apply. Well, guess what? Right here, she said, would particularly like to hear from you if you are not white and not male. So she absolutely did say that. She's a dishonest liar bitch. I mean, come on. That is a really bitch move. It's completely discriminatory. If you can take a statement and all you have to do is trade out a race or trade out a gender and it becomes racist or becomes discriminatory on some level, it's discriminatory. It's dishonest to say, oh, well, we're all about equality unless it comes to whites or unless it comes to men. It's just wrong. That's not how equality works. And personally, I think that somewhere in here, she said something about how, I can't find the tweet right now, but she said how they had enough male writers or male white writers, and that's why they're going out of their way to hire others. Now, if that's true, okay. But what I don't understand and will never understand is this whole quota thing. Like, oh, we need a certain amount. And now that we filled that, we need this type of person. When you could very well be ignoring really talented people simply because the color of their skin. And that is illegal in Canada. Canadian Human Rights Act. These are the 11 grounds protected: race, national or ethnic origin, color, religion, age, sex, sexual orientation, marital status, family status, disability, a conviction for which a pardon has been granted, or a record suspended. And let's see, it even affects employment. Where's that? Refusing to employ or continue to employ someone or treating them unfairly in the workplace based on one of those 11 grounds is illegal. It's just ridiculous. So here's the set of 11 tweets that some of those statements came from, I believe. Well, maybe not, but it's another rant, I guess. The reason why I was sourcing out work specifically from WOC is because we have filled out freelance roster until June with white dudes. I'm trying to readjust that balance, which is not illegal. I am not sure who you are going to sue for affirmative action, but good luck. Screaming at me about how white men don't get enough literally proves my point, like you were telling me why I was right. Encouraging non-white women does not mean discouraging men, but it is tragic that their fragility is such that they think that. Which, once again, this woman is a liar because she specifically discouraged white men. You can't get someone fired for implementing a type of affirmative action at the job with their employer's consent. Calling me a nigger or a cunt is not effective. Neither is sending me unflattering photos of myself that I posted in the first place. Referring to yourself as polyamorous and black on the inside as a joke is annoying and tells me your life is very small. The Canadian BF office is small for now, so let's try to find other voices to help supplement what we lack in staff. So as always, send me your pitches. Women, minorities, non-binary, queer, trans, Aboriginal people are still my first priority. See, here we go. White men are welcome to pitch too. Just know I will look for your Twitter account to see if you called me cum stained yesterday. It's Friday. Death is always around the corner, and I love you. So she says, oh, they're my first priority because they are no one else's. And that is an absolute lie. There is a never-ending stream of support these days for women, minorities, and then not only that, but the whole LGBTQIA plus LMNOP, whatever alphabet soup of other sexual orientations. So to say that nobody is supporting them, it is a lie. And if you have to raise up one group by putting down another, you are going about it absolutely the wrong way, because all this does, and I'm not going to excuse racism because there are plenty of racist assholes that don't wait around for any ammunition and they just are who they are. But all this is doing is giving people, hateful people, ammunition and creating more of a divide between people rather than bringing them together, because we're separating them based on the very things that we're not supposed to be, that we used to be taught not to judge people by, because now apparently it's okay to do that as long as you're doing it the right way. You know, as long as you are promoting minorities and disparaging white people, you know, that's somehow equality. And I think it's sickening. And to be honest, I would call out this behavior regardless of what side it's coming from. If somebody hung a sign on their store that said, you know, we're not hiring blacks or any type of minority, I would be against that, because it's not equality. It's wrong. You're judging people for the wrong reasons. You know, somebody's race does not determine whether or not they are the best person for the job, and it never will. And that's pretty much all I had to say about that today. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.